Yo Show. Celebrities, pop culture, and comedy.
And by the way, this is Devon Shepard. He's brilliant, director, showrunner. I mean, a brilliant, funny, a script writer, everything. I need a tour name for the, to build material. So here's some of the terrible names I've come up with. Because I don't want to put myself in a hole, but then I'm at this point. You know, Devon shot he shot my special. He was the director.
Thank you.
Yeah. I mean, he's the man. So do I want to put myself in a hole where I'm the family guy now? Just dive all in? Or do I want a tour name to kind of be universal that even if you're not married, you'll be like, oh, I want to go see that.
No, but what's your brand right now?
Oh, I'm family man.
Ride your brand out. Why switch it up midstream?
Oh, okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure you got more and more material.
Oh, yeah.
Now you about to have another kid, right?
Oh, I got all the material.
Oh, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So, and your stuff, but I always love the stuff, the cultural stuff, the male and female stuff, the gender role. All that stuff is funny.
Yeah.
Fuck them single people.
Yeah, okay, yeah. You screw them single people.
Fuck
Get them out of here.
People.
Get them out of here.
Married people, look, they come in twos.
Yeah.
Single people.
Yeah. You're right. Couples come So what? Tickets. You're a creative guy. What would you name my tour?
I don't know. I have to think about it.
All right, think about that. So here's some bad names I got. So
let me hear what you got.
Family First comedy tour.
No. Sound like the Trumps are coming.
Yeah. Okay. There's the. And see, I'm trying to say these names without explaining what they really mean.
Right.
But there's another tour, another name, What I Say tour. Because it seems like every time I'm with my son, he'll do something, I go, what I say. And then when I say something my wife gets mad at, I'll go, what I say. So the What I Say tour.
I'm not mad at that.
Now, would that be what I'd say?
No. I saw WATTA.
What I say.
What I say.
I like that.
You have to do it.
I can't spell it proper.
You want to be like, what did I say?
What did I say to
I'm
her?
not going to that show. You know what that show is? That's on a Carnival cruise on the Lido deck at midnight.
What did I say to her?
At midnight. That's on the Carnival cruise, Lido deck, midnight.
Oh, by the way, if you're listening to this pod, you got any ideas for a tour name for me? Just email us, Michael Yo. What's the email? Michael Yo Show. We never check it, but we might. Michael Yo Show at gmail.com. Another name, the What I Say is what I like. I got a whole list. We'll talk about it later. But this is about you. I mean, I would love to talk about my career and all
I would love to hear about
accomplishments.
Yes,
you know.
I mean, you are accomplished.
Hey, you are too, sir.
I try.
You're a showrunner. You're a writer. You're a director.
I do.
Which one is tougher?
All of them.
All of them are tough.
All of them are tough in different reasons. You know what I'm saying? So, nothing is easy. You know what I'm saying? I think it's like golf, right? And you look at like somebody like, you can't master it. You can have some days you can be really fucking awesome at it. And then some days you should never get behind the camera again. Like you just have those days. Same thing with a script. Like I got scripts that I go, yo, you need to check this out. And then other scripts that you'll never read.
Wow.
You would never read.
So you'll actually put the work into a terrible script. You don't realize it's terrible?
That's not the goal.
I know the goal is not to make it, but so you've written something, gotten like...
I've written scripts, and I've written scripts that no one's seen.
Okay.
Like when I finished them, and then you take a step back and you look back at it, you go, oh, this is pretty bad.
This is garbage.
This is not as good as it could be. I'm gonna say it's garbage, but it's not as good as it could be. So
you put that in the hold folder.
I put that on a shelf.
Oh, okay.
And sometimes I'm weird. Like sometimes it'll strike. So I hit a mood, right? If I have a romantic comedy, let's say the script I wrote was a romantic comedy and it sucked, or it wasn't where it should be.
Okay.
Say a couple of years later, I get hit with some inspiration for a romantic comedy idea that may help me rewrite the one that's sitting on my shelf. I'll go get it.
It's like a joke.
And go and then tighten it up. But I always feel like you write when the characters call you. That's my... So
you're not the type of writer that can just sit down and write.
You train yourself to do that to survive. So sitcoms, yes, because it's jokes. There's really 6 jokes to a page. So if you can do a setup joke, stories, writer's room, you can kind of... That's easy writing.
Okay.
For me, right? Drama's a little more difficult, but you're inside the story a little bit. So it's not quite sitting down and just going.
Yeah, right? you have direction.
You have a blueprint to follow. Can I just sit down and go, hey, write this thing about this? If I'm not feeling it, nah, I can't do it.
What for anybody coming up in the industry, because, you know, we're putting this podcast out, and this I want to also help people that are coming up in the game.
I don't.
Well, I know you, because you're a hater.
I'm a hater.
Hater.
I don't want these young kids taking my job.
Oh, they will.
I know they're coming.
They will. They're coming.
And they're coming hard.
Winter is coming for your job, old man.
They're doing dope shit. And I'm like, I got to keep these kids off my back because they're coming.
No,
they're coming, bro.
No, don't keep them off your back.
They're
you jump on their back so they can carry you. That's what I'm saying.
I'm running, though. They coming. They coming with hot shit. And I'm like, how did they do that?
Well, what advice would you give somebody trying to get into the game?
Like, here's what's interesting, right? Mm-hmm. And it's funny because how I didn't get in traditionally, so I never could really answer that question traditionally. These are the steps you take to get in the game. What I will say is, and I don't mean this facetiously, but I think it's easier, and I tell you why. You have consumer-friendly cameras. You have a bunch of script programs.
Wait, what's easier? It's easier to get into the game now than
I'm gonna get to that.
Okay,
yeah, right. So you got Final Cut Pro. Everything is at your disposal. You can literally go right and shoot and distribute your own shit. So for me, it's like it's a great time to be an entrepreneur. It's not a great time to chase platforms. They need us. We don't necessarily need them.
They need the content.
They need the content.
They're not making content.
Everything's exploding at such an accelerated rate. They can't keep up with it. It's like crack. People are smoking it and garbage, just eating it up. So you can't create enough stuff. Think about it. Netflix has a $12 billion development budget. That's crazy because they have to keep feeding the monster, right? So if you got YouTube and all these different platforms that allow you this kind of access to distribute your material, I would just shoot and do my own shit and have them come get me, as opposed to me chasing them now. But
you spend the money out of your own pocket though to do that.
Yeah, but I always say invest in yourself, and also say
I believe that too.
Also say get a crew, get a bunch of people. See, all this money. Listen, I came in a time where we had the moviola where you had to cut film with scissors and paste it by frame. I come from that shit.
Yeah.
I come from...
What are you, like 97 right now?
That's about 90...
No, you 97 years old? You sound like really old.
Listen, well, WD, I was an extra in Birth of a Nation. I'm not proud of that, but, I needed to feed my family.
But 97, around that.
About shit, I'm talking... I graduated in 91. I'm talking 85, 86.
Oh, wow, okay.
That's
like when I was in radio, it was reel to reel. Like
yes.
You had to cut the phone call. It was just like that, but with film.
Film stock was expensive. So, and then here's the thing about film. You didn't have monitors to check what you were doing. So you're shooting something, you better hope the DP got that shit. You can see the framing or whatever, but you don't have what we have now.
The playbacks and all that stuff.
And all that shit. So if you walk off that set and you turn to your DP and say, did we get it? And he goes, yeah, we got it. You better hope you got it because it's expensive to kind of go back. It's film.
So are you saying, because now I never knew that, would you say now it took way more talent to make movies back then?
Oh my God, yeah.
Than now, because you can play back all day.
Oh my God, yeah. Yeah.
And you had to be on it.
You had to be the shit. It costs money. You have to pay for film. Here, digital, what are you paying for? You're not paying for digital. See, that's a cost you don't have to incur. So you get the cameras, them that light themselves now, right? You have to know how to light film, 35 millimeter, 70 millimeter. You got to know how to light that shit. Everybody has to be on point from makeup to lighting to prop because you only really got 1 or 2 shots at it. Once the production moves to another location, that's it. If you got to go back, you got to spend more money. So your crew has to be tight. And when you get in that film room, you better have all the shit you need.
What do you do? What do you do when you direct a movie or you direct a series? What do you do when you don't like a person on the cast? How do you deal with that if they're just an a-hole? And you don't have to say any names, but how do you handle that and directing them if they don't really want to mess with you?
I never had that problem.
Okay.
I had a tough actress once, and she had a reputation of being tough. And I have a way of presenting myself as a guy that doesn't take any shit.
Okay.
Right? And not in a mean way, but you have to have an authority because as a showrunner, I'm in charge of 200 plus people. So I can't have one person screwing up production and screwing up the pace. So what I do is I don't do the fake Hollywood passive. I just go, hey man, what's going on, bro?
Mm-hmm.
Like, let's figure this out because I need this shot. You know what I mean? And when I sat down with this actress, the way I did it was actually I had some good news. Right?
Okay.
That's how I did it. And I told the other EP, I said, let me take it to her because I was just not getting to know her. I was new on the show. And I was going to be running the whole production once it goes, and the other producer's going to be gone. So I'll be there by myself. So I needed to establish a relationship with her. So I brought her some good news. And then she was all happy about it. It was going to allow her to leave a day early to go home and whatever. So she was all excited. And I said, before you get excited, we need to have a conversation. Because there was a script she didn't want to do. That was the other problem. Everybody was scared to talk to her about it. She didn't want to shoot it in 2 weeks. I'm not shooting it. And I had to go in there and tell her, you're going to shoot it. Right? And so I go in there and I said, here's the good news. She was excited and we were happy. And then I said, hold your applause. That's what I remember I told her. She was like, okay. I said, hold your applause because we got to talk about something else. I said, I understand you don't want to do this thing, blah, 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 blah. And she gave me legitimate reasons why she didn't want to do it, concerns about the story, whatever. So what I said to her then, I said, look, I know you don't know me. I said, I don't know what you heard about me, but I'm not that nigga. Mm-hmm. That's how I started it. And I said, I will protect you. I will fight for you. I will go down to the wire, but if I'm not going to win every battle, and you got to be okay with that because we got a show to do. I said, I will listen to you. And I said, if you're right, I'll lock arms with you. If you're wrong, I'm going to tell you. Mm-hmm. I said, you can yell at me all you want, but there's a line. You cross it, I'll bite back. And I said, after that, we good. She said, where you from? I said, South Central. She said, all right, I fucks with you. And that was it. We never had a problem.
Really?
Never had a problem. But what most of that is when you have people acting out, if you have people acting out, is they're children. They want to be listened to. Yeah. They want attention.
Well, because the whole industry of being a celebrity is being babied.
It's being babied.
Like, so, I'm thirsty. Somebody runs and get a water.
Exactly.
Like, you're literally and I tell everybody this. They go, all my friends that don't live in Hollywood go, how do these people become these people? I go, because the industry makes them into that. Makes them into because that actor or actress is responsible for 400 people, 500 people on set or whatever. Like movies, it's even bigger. But if they don't work, the movie goes away. You know, once they get to that level.
And here's what's weird about it. I'm empathetic to it to a certain extent.
Yeah,
right.
Of course.
Listen, if somebody's kissing your ass all day, hard not to get used to that.
Oh yeah, trust me, they get used to it quick.
You know,
absolutely.
It's like sometimes I go, I wish I had that. You know what I mean?
Sometimes I go, I'm thirsty at home. My wife just looks at me. I'm like, oh, I'm not on set. My bad.
Yeah,
I gotta go get my own water. Okay, what's up?
My wife said that to me one time. I said, hey, can you give me a soda? She said, you ain't on set. I said, oh shit. Damn, you're right.
Zach, don't do that at home. For all you people, don't do that at home.
You know, so it's an interesting sort of dynamic on the set, and you got to understand too. If you're number one on the call sheet, right? That's a lot of power.
Oh yeah, it is.
It's a lot of power to be number one on the call sheet.
What's the craziest thing somebody's ever pulled on you?
Pulled on me?
And nobody's really like or that you've seen.
What do you mean pull? Like
using that pull. I'm number one. Well, it don't even have to be number one on the sheet. It could be number two or three. Somebody did this, and you were like, "Dang, I can't believe they did that."
I had a dude. Yeah, all right. I have one. This was crazy as shit. So, when we did production in Atlanta, right? They give you money for a car to rent a car, right? So he says, "I don't want to rent a car. Give me the money and I'll figure out my own transportation."
Okay.
Right? So they said, all right, fine. Boom. Here's your budget. Bam. Figure it out.
For the car.
For the car. Then when production started, he wanted them to pick him up every day. Ah. And they said, well, wait a minute. You were supposed to pay for a car. He goes, I'm number one on the call sheet. I have to go over my lines. I can't be distracted by driving. And the president literally said, motherfucker, have you lost your mind?
The president of the movie company.
Of the network.
Oh, okay.
And he was mad at me because I laughed. Like, what am I supposed to do? Like, it was the funniest shit ever, man. Like, motherfucker, have you lost your mind? And there was nothing else said after that. It was no further explanation. Like, everything was encompassed in that statement. Meaning, you're going to rent a car and have your ass here on time. That's what motherfucker, have you lost your mind meant. And there was nothing else after that. They said, motherfucker, have you lost your mind? And they stared at him for about 3 seconds and walked away. That was it. You went and got a car, showed up on work on time.
Wow. Yeah. Sometimes you just got to be direct.
Listen, man.
But this person must have had a lot of power, though.
It was the president of the network.
I know, but there's presidents of networks and then there's presidents of networks.
Yeah, but most presidents of networks, like Les Moonves, I've been around, like they're cold. They're cold animals.
Oh, they say it like they mean it.
They cold animals, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, they give a fuck about your life. Like they care little about your life. Like for real. It's on some gangster shit. They don't care. Like it's real, man. Les is real, man.
Oh, are you saying Les said that then?
No, I've been around. Listen, I've been around him.
Okay.
In a couple of settings where I saw him, you know,
gangster out on somebody.
Just how he moved. You know what I'm saying? It's not a whole lot of. It's hey man, hey, it's a lot of my like nodding and looking and nod, you know, it's that kind of shit. Like, hey,
how'd he deal with you?
I was just there. He don't probably know who I am.
Okay. You never had to deal with him.
Not that kind. I was in a group and just there. Not like that.
We were just watching.
Looked at me, thought I was supposed to bring his car around.
Yeah, right. It's the Bentley. The clean Bentley.
It's the Bentley. That's what he drove.
I know. I would pass it every day at CBS. Every day they would wash his car.
Every day.
Every day. Somebody's job was to wash his car every day. That's amazing.
The thing I did that made me laugh one, and it was the dumbest shit ever. So I'm pulling into CBS studios, right? Radford. Les is coming out in a convertible, and I just screamed at the top of my lungs, Les, what's happening? And he looked at me, and I just waved like I was retarded. And he just looked at me, and then he drove off. And that tickled the shit out of me. Yeah. Because I know that fucked with him the rest of the day. Like, who the fuck was that?
Yeah.
Because I said it like I knew him. Les, what's happening?
I have people come up to me. I know. I have people come up to me acting like they know me. And then you really got to take a step back and go,
do I know him?
Yeah.
And that's how I was hitting him. I was like, Les, what's happening? Hey. And he kind of went on about his business. So, he was at lunch going, all right, so I know that black guy.
That black guy.
No, it wasn't Idris.
Oh, so what we're going to do, Devon, we got to take a break after that. We're going to come right back. Writer, producer, showrunner, all world shot my special. Devon Shepard is next on the Michael Yo Show.
Yo.
So I'm going to adjust something real quick on the camera.
Yeah, adjust it.
That's funny, man. How's the thing going?
What?
The Fox joint.
Oh, you mean, so Nickelodeon.
Well, the
Adrian Carter.
Because you're doing two, right?
I'm doing two.
Adrian Carter, right.
So we go into, like, Nick's stoked about it. So we go in next week or the week after and pitch before we have the next baby. And then they're still negotiating. Brian Dobbins now is negotiating with CBS going, yo, do y'all want to let this project go? Because I want to take it.
Right.
So he's kind of like, I'm in control now. So if you want to let it go because I'll take it somewhere else.
Right.
Because he's so strong. I mean, he's a player in the game now.
So
now they're like, and he goes, if you are going to keep it, you're going to have to pay Michael to keep it too. Because I'm not going to have him just like not getting paid for y'all to hold it. And we're bringing it out next season, and he's about to sell a show to Nickelodeon about his younger life. You could have the older life, and Nickelodeon is CBS.
Oh, that's right.
So he goes, this would basically be your Blackish, and then the children. It works together.
Yeah.
So he goes. So now it's funny, like when Brian, because this is the first time Brian's ever got to run. He's been in my game for like 8 years, but now he's like, this is the first year he's actually taking control and gone. Because the other deal we made with this other production company, they kind of cut Brian and them out. But this is before Brian kind of blew up. Right. This was a deal that was going on for 5 years before Brian blew up.
Right.
And then the year, like 2 years ago, Brian kind of blew up with Blackish 3 years ago, but the project was already underway.
Right.
So this is now with
We get some
Nickelodeon.
flex.
It's a different game.
Right.
Because Nickelodeon in the room was like, oh, I pitched them a project. They loved it.
Right.
Brian picked a writer. They love her. Adrian Carter. We both work good together.
Yeah.
And this is the thing that stood out that I know, because I never know. And it's people go out of their way to tell me that. But I'm in the room, and this is when I knew I had a good chance of going. We just had to knock it out of the park on the pitch. They go, we really love the story. We really want to work with you, and we want to work with Brian. So like, anytime somebody's like, we want to
work with Brian,
we want to be on his roster, but you know, like be one of those shows.
Yep.
So I
That's
think
dope,
it's going to
man.
go, and
That's
then
great.
now they're talking to CBS, so we'll see how that goes. We're ready for part 2?
That's awesome.
All right, we're back. Devon Shepard. Okay, now you got a new project out on BET. It's called Bigger.
Yeah, it's on BT Plus, their streaming platform.
Okay.
It's dope as hell.
What's it about?
It's about I would call them Gen Y generation or Gen
What is Gen Y? Is that for 18 to
That's
what?
like 22 to
Did you just burp, Ernie?
35.
You're disgusting.
Ernie burps.
You're disgusting, man. Yeah,
'Cause he's
in the middle of Devon Shepard's
I
interview.
mean, Jesus.
You know, no respect.
Jesus. Ernie,
that's
belched on my beautiful explanation of generational.
right when he's talking
alphabets.
about the show he's here to promote. You're just burping away. That's Ernie the engineer, man.
Thank you, Ernie.
Yeah.
Thank
Okay.
you for that.
Let's set it up again. Bigger. What's it about?
Bigger's about these. I think they're Gen Y or Gen X.
have no
Gen
idea.
Y. They're Gen Y. Sort of the post millennials who are at that place in their lives. They're in their 30s, right? And you're at that place where you're either still trying to get to where you're trying to go, or you've gotten there and realized it's not what I thought it would be, and this is not my purpose, and I'm not happy. So they're constantly looking for the bigger and better things in their lives. And it's centered around a group of friends, mainly a girl named Lane, who is in between relationships, right? Not in between, but she's dating a doctor. He's fine on paper, good looking, has some money, smart, but there's the chemistry is not quite as passionate and as fiery as she would want it. And they're cool as friends.
The sex is off.
The sex is fucking terrible.
Okay. All right. Let's be honest here.
And he's a little corny, but he's a good guy. So
Women don't want good guys.
well, she's been taught, and you'll find out she has an overbearing mother who says that's the guy you should
Gotcha.
be dating. So she's dating this guy out of, I believe, her mother pushing her to date this guy, right? And he checks all the boxes. One day he asked her to marry her. She's not sure. He says, you have a couple of days to think about it. I'm going to a conference. When I come back, I want an answer.
He says that.
Yeah.
Like, okay. That's why I got a problem with your script right now.
I want an answer.
Let me tell you, if I ask somebody to marry me, I'm not giving them a couple days. You ain't got nothing to think about.
Listen.
And if you got to think about it, I'm not going to marry you. Because obviously you should know. Just think if I asked my wife to marry her and she goes, let me think about it. I'm like, what?
Well, here's what we explored, right?
What? Devon Shepard.
We explored getting married. You will agree.
Did your wife say, I need a couple days when you asked her?
No, she saw the ring and said yes.
She saw the ring. Oh, did this guy not have a good ring?
He had a decent ring.
Decent, okay.
No, he didn't have a ring. He didn't have a ring when he proposed.
Oh, well, there
which
you go.
hurt. But we wanted to explore just that subject matter, just what you just said, right? If you ask someone to marry them, that is a life-changing decision.
Great.
It's huge.
Great.
And so she goes, I should have every right to think about it. Like, and thinking about it doesn't mean I don't want to marry you.
No, you shouldn't be able to think.
But I should be able, it's a life change.
No.
No, look here, Ike Turner, she wants to think about. Ike, let her think about.
No, she can't think.
She
thinks about it.
She thinks about it. She says, let me an opportunity to think about it. While she's thinking about it, she goes out with her friends, has a one-night stand with a guy with a very large dick, and it changes her whole fucking life. And it affects, and it's not just about that, but it affects the group and the stories. It's the dick is the way in, but it's not about that.
In the porn world, they call that mandingo.
Well, yeah,
I think, or monster. I think the proper word.
Yeah, BBC or
He's
holding. He's holding. Yeah,
He's holding.
He's holding. He's all right.
Now, was the actor in real life holding like that, or y'all never got to?
We show it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah, we show frontal nudity, man.
Oh, it's like that on BET Plus.
What my thing was when.
Now, was this the actor you actually showed, or was it a stand-in?
It was him.
Oh, okay.
It was him.
There you go.
He's blessed. He's blessed. I thought I was blessed. No.
My
blessings are short.
Some people are just more blessed than others. And I'm only half black, so I'm like, I lose in this conversation.
God loved him a little bit more. Just a little bit more than me.
God had an off day that day. I was like, let me just work on this dude.
He loved him about
day.
4 inches more than me.
Now, was that awkward on set when he would do full frontal? Or everybody's just used to it after?
I mean, it's awkward. Yeah. Because we're not shooting porn. So it's not a normal thing.
Ernie, what's up with your phone making all that noise, man?
Ernie's looking at, he's trying to find his penis.
Are you playing video games over
Ernie's
there?
trying to find his
penis. I'm hearing
penis.
this dude.
He looking at bigger, trying to find the dick.
I know, right?
Is that what you over there doing, Ernie? Trust me, it's big, Ernie.
It's too big for the phone. The phone's like,
yeah, you don't have enough data.
You can turn the sound off on your phone, Ernie. Yeah, it's going dur, 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 dur. You got those big ass headphones on. You can't even hear, huh? Yeah. All right, so it's doing extremely well.
It's doing extremely well.
Do we get season 2?
That's what we're waiting on now.
Okay.
We should get it. I mean, we just had a great call with the network. What's today? Today's Wednesday. 2 days ago.
Okay.
And just giving us all the numbers. Well, most of the numbers. Stuff is still coming in, but we're doing really
so
well.
now this is only on the platform.
It's only
BET
on the platform.
Plus.
It's on BET Plus.
Is it going to go to television, or
at
is
some
it
point? I'm in the editing bay, cutting the linear version for that now.
Okay.
Like the PG version for that.
You've been in that editing booth for like 10 years.
Listen.
Every time I talk to you, I'm in the editing booth.
Man, it feels like it, man. It feels like it. I had to cut the whole show.
Yeah.
Right? Then I have to go back and cut it again for
TV.
Network. Yeah.
So now, what are you working on next, or is this bigger as your thing, and you're gonna wait till
I got a couple of projects. I'm pitching. I sold another project to BT based on Kwame Kilpatrick, the mayor of Detroit.
Okay.
Just sort of doing a sort of a bio miniseries about his journey from becoming mayor to his unfortunate downfall at the end of it. Like, he fucked that town up.
Mm-hmm.
And just really exploring what it's like for a boy to become king.
Yeah, and then lose it all.
And it's an interesting story, because at the time he was the youngest mayor of any metropolitan city in the United States.
Did power get to his head? Is that what it was?
You know what it was? Here's what's interesting. He had a legacy. So his mom was a politician. She was, oh God, I'm blanking now. But she was a politician. I think she was a congresswoman or an assemblywoman. That's what it was. She was an assemblywoman in Detroit. She had a long history of politics. Her dad was a political consultant. Very smart, bright guy. Went to FAMU on a scholarship, got a law degree, and came back to Detroit. And he was kind of seen as the golden boy. He was the next one. Mm-hmm. And the mayor before him had really fucked the city up. So when they were looking for the next mayor and he decided to run, the city got behind him because he was homegrown.
Gotcha.
They knew him and all of that. And he was a very intelligent guy.
And you can't do worse if the last mayor kind of
messed
it up.
The mayor was really bad.
Yeah.
And so moving jobs out, cutting budgets and police forces, like, it was just craziness, right?
Uh-huh.
And I think there was definitely some money going missing and that sort of thing. And so he was seen as sort of the golden boy, great orator, can speak, big guy. His downfall was, we are in this culture where we compete, black culture, right? And so he was a hip hop mayor. That's what he dubbed himself, right? And so he's looking at his contemporaries, right? This is around the time you're talking about 2000, I think. When did Obama became president?
2008.
2008. So it's about 2000, right? So you got that's the decade of entrepreneurship. That's when really you started coming out of the 90s. People were really doing.
Well, Facebook came out, MySpace came out, Apple came out early 2000s.
All of those stuff is coming out. Not only that, in the urban community, you got guys like Jay-Z and Puffy and Nelly making serious moves outside of hip hop. Like not just, oh, we're gonna do a fashion brand. They making serious moves, being partnerships in NBA teams and all of these kind of things. And he saw himself as one of them. You know what I mean?
But you're not.
So he tried to move like he was a Jay-Z. You know, he show up somewhere, he got 6 fucking Escalades out front. And the suits. And he looked more like a president of a record label than he did on the mayor of the city.
He looked like Irv Gotti.
Yeah. He was like, but that's how he moved. You know, he would go shut down a bar. Oh, yeah, the mayor would shut the bar down, right? VIP, he come in, and I know the security guard had to take liquor from him because Mr. Mayor, that's not a good look. He back there knocking back, you know.
Yeah.
Ace of Spades.
All on people's money, too.
All on the city's dime, right? And so the power sort of got to his head. Not only that, what people forget, the year that Obama spoke at the Democratic Convention, at that time, he spoke before Obama.
Okay.
Right? And he smashed it. Like.
And people were like, whoa, this dude.
You are going to be the next president.
And then Obama came on after.
And so Obama came, and they was like, Kwame who?
I remember that.
Right?
Yeah.
And so this is just me internalizing the information that I've been reading and researching about him. I think what happened because his dad and everybody put him in this position of you're going to be the next one, you're going to be the next one. And then Obama comes, and his dad was kind of fucked up. He said, wow, that boy came and took your thunder, right? So it's like hip-hop, right? He's a hip-hop guy.
Yeah. Beefs
are usually created in the other rapper's head.
Mm-hmm.
It's never really, very rarely is it an outward thing you did. It's always subliminal shit. And it's like, nah, man, I think that line you said in that song that was about me, but it's so fucking coded. You're like, how do you?
Yeah, it's just a line.
It's just a line.
Yeah.
Right. And so what I think was Kwame created a political beef with Obama that Obama had no idea he was in. So everything he was doing was to outshine him.
Wow.
Right? And so by doing that, he just started making colossal mistakes.
Did BET greenlight this?
We're actually writing the Bible of it right now.
I hope it goes. That sounds so interesting.
Look, the way
will BET, look, because I haven't worked with the network, or because they hold a certain standard for black people. Will they want to show a black person's downfall?
Yeah.
Okay.
We sold it. You know what I mean? Like, and it's also too, it's about the promise of it. It's not just about the downfall, but it is about I think the pressure we have in society to constantly measure ourselves against other people.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
As in black folks, you're talking about.
Black folks, I think anybody really.
Especially now with Instagram and social media
and all this shit.
It's all about you competing with other people.
It's competing with people you don't fucking know.
You don't even know.
And don't know you and don't give a shit about you. You can die tomorrow and those same people won't even know you died.
So true.
Right? But that's become part of our mental makeup. That's our mentality.
It's
right
so
now,
weird. Like,
right? You know what I mean?
How do you keep your kids? How old are your kids?
I got 3. I got a 19-year-old, 14, and 8.
How do you keep them away from social media? Or
we
how
took
do you
them off of it? They don't get on it. No,
that you know of.
No, we don't have any internet access on any mobile devices or devices that they have.
In the house or ever?
In the house.
Okay.
So if my son has homework and he needs to go online, okay, you out and open, you with us, go online. And then we have
they have this router now you can take kids. You can just
that.
pick what kid you want to take off.
Yeah,
and they're
you can take off. And then you have a thing that shuts, like they can't go to certain sites.
Oh.
Right? And then at a certain time it shuts off.
Oh.
So we have all that shit.
That's dope. You got to today.
And you got to. Look, my son, my oldest, he got on some porn one time. And
did it show up on your computer? Alert you?
Did
you get an alert? Woo!
I don't know where he got. I don't know who's. He had a phone because he was 14. He had a phone. I think it's because he has a different mother. So I think his mother bought him a phone, and I think Renata caught him, and so I had to go talk to him, which was funny as shit.
So what was that conversation like?
It was weird because here's the thing. This is what I was trying to explain to my wife. Okay, he shouldn't be doing it. Let's be clear. He should not be looking at porn. However, at 14, I was looking at Playboys.
You're supposed to do that, right? Well,
Yo,
maybe not porn. I don't know.
I don't-
Like Playboy,
but here's the thing.
because it's so violent to women.
Well, it depends on the sites you go to.
I guess. Well, there is no be kind to women.
Yes, there are.
Porn. Oh, there's a be
There-
kind to women
there's
porn
romantic
site?
there's romantic porn sites.
Stroke there. Oh, there is.
Yes, there is. Where it's very glossy. And,
I mean,
and they're
now-
actually making love.
Oh, wow. Well,
Very
I don't
explicitly.
know because I'm never on those sites.
I had to go on there for research.
Oh, okay.
I did. I had to go on there for
bigger?
research. No, for something else. But I had to go on there for research.
Okay.
And it
I
was
need
fun.
to use that excuse. Honey,
Listen,
I got a podcast.
Here's the
I
thing.
got to do some research.
when it happens, take full advantage of it.
But you're interviewing Ari Spears. I know. but
I need to look at some porn.
All right. Well, so
Yeah.
nothing you can announce right now that you're working on. How is there? Do you even care about people following you? Or
I do
what?
care about people following
Okay, because I don't know. Like, what are you promoting? You don't need to promote. I love you as a friend, so I just want to talk to you. You know, and
I'm
this
doing-
is
I'm
another
doing-
way I can guarantee you, you shoot my next
Yeah, I'm
special.
going to shoot your next special. No, I'm doing bigger. You know, hopefully we get a second season of
Okay.
that. Again, the Kwame Kilpatrick story. We're in the process of writing that. I'm also going out pitching. I'm pitching a story which I really love. It's based on Derek Walker's life, AKA Farnsworth Bentley.
Wow, the dude that held the umbrella.
They held the umbrella.
Is he still alive?
Yes,
I don't
he's
even
still
know.
alive. Yeah,
I see no celebrities with umbrellas anymore. So I
Nah,
don't
it's
know.
over. He's the one that kind of helped put together the Kanye's Gospel Sunday thing. That's his thing. He did the album. He did all
Oh my
of
God,
that.
I don't
So,
even talk about Kanye. I think
Listen.
that's all a PR stunt.
I love Kanye.
Do you really?
I do.
No, you don't.
I do.
Why do you love Kanye?
Because I think he's a genius.
He is a genius musically.
He's a genius. I think. Listen.
Musically. Don't
Listen.
see. That's the problem. You're throwing out the word musically a genius. Yes, but you can't say he's a genius. Just
I
don't.
I think he says a lot of stupid shit.
Mark Zuckerberg,
Right.
even though he's ruining the world, is a genius.
Is he ruining the world?
I don't know. That's what the news tells me. I have no idea.
I don't know. I'm not on Facebook anymore.
Oh, okay. See?
He was ruining my life on Facebook.
That's what I'm saying. He was, but what I'm saying is, like, Kanye musically
Listen,
is a genius.
He's a genius. I think what you got to take into consideration is he's not well.
No, he's not.
And so
But
yeah.
this is the problem I do have with
Okay.
that.
Talk
is
to
when
me.
somebody can not well say whatever they want to say and then go, I haven't been taking my meds.
No,
Because now
you hold
you're
him-
not taking responsibility for
You
it.
hold him accountable for taking
Thank
his
you.
medicine.
Hold
Listen,
them accountable and don't
You
let
hold
them-
him accountable. But my why I say I'm not. I
See,
hate.
you trying
I,
to shoot something with him. That's why you're like, I love Kanye and
he's,
Farnsworth
he's,
Bentley.
he's gonna probably be doing the music supervision on my
Oh,
show.
see, that's what
but
it
that's
is.
not why though.
Oh.
I listen. I've always thought he was an interesting dude.
He is. He's amazing.
Like there's an interview with him and Sway that you have to see, right? When he was
Housewife.
Yeah, but it was on MTV. It was before the radio thing.
Oh, really?
When he was on MTV, and it's right when Rockefeller split up.
Uh-huh.
And so he did his interview with Sway, and it was really interesting and forthcoming. Like he was very honest. But one of the cool things that I took from that was when he said, I believe he said he was 5 or 6 years old, he tried to draw sound. And I thought for a 5 or 6 year old to think on that level, to try to put sound on, to put that expression on a piece of paper, you have to be somewhere else to even think like that. You're talking 5 or 6 years old, and he drew a drum beat, a pattern, and a beat that actually worked. And so I've always thought that guy is special, right? Now, I think he snapped at some point. Because when you always do, what's the saying? When you're a genius, you're that close to insanity, right? You're literally a thread away from insanity. And I believe that because you operate.
Why?
Because I think you operate on such a high frequency and you're surrounded in an environment that doesn't support that. And so you're constantly challenging the things around you and nothing really makes sense. And I think eventually.
It doesn't make sense until you make it make sense.
True.
That's, it sounds like a Nike commercial.
I know it does.
You didn't know you could do it.
Until you did
Did it.
Nike.
it couldn't be done.
You didn't know you were the shit till you took one.
That's right.
Nike.
Just
do it.
Do it. All right. Well, thank you so much for stopping by, man.
Thank you, man.
Oh, where can they follow you?
They can follow me on Instagram at Devon. I think it's Devon_Shepard.
You don't even know. That's how you know he's never on this.
Listen, I'm
Pull
on
up
here.
your Instagram.
Listen, how does this thing?
Look at it. Now you're looking old. You're looking old now.
What's this? The app, right? And so, okay, where do I go to find who I am? Here it is. It's Devon_Shepard at
Devon_Shepard.
yeah. Follow me.
Thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you, brother.